change. We're at earth.nullschool.net, and the reason we're saying climate change is because we're having blocking patterns associated with a new meandering jet stream, which is caused from Arctic warming or Arctic amplification. Right now, we're at earth.nullschool, and we're looking at temperature. So as you can see, the green is above zero, blue is freezing or below, white, blue, colder still, purple, very cold. So let's take a look in the purple up here near the North Pole. And we have very cold temperatures now, minus 35 Celsius. And we're going to take a look over here, the western United States. Temperatures already up 23 Celsius. For our American audience, I think we're going to go to Fahrenheit right here. And we can see up in Canada, this is what we're looking at here, temperatures in the 40s. Keep in mind, the British Columbia here, we have mountains, very high mountains, the Rockies, and there is a pack of snow. And we have temperatures warming up very quickly, above freezing, whereas the rest of Canada, if you go east, you'll see the temperatures are below freezing, well below 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Manitoba into Ontario, 20 degrees Fahrenheit, still well below freezing. Into Quebec, 30 Fahrenheit. But out west, we see this very warm temperature for this time of year. Let's take a look at the jet stream at 250 millibars. We'll take a look at wind. And now we can see a pattern. Actually, the jet stream should be rather smooth with small dips and troughs and up north and south, but we shouldn't be seeing an extreme amplification or extreme bending and turning, twisting of the jet stream. We can see that going on here, and we see this is a system that will form into a low pressure system if it's not already here. We'll take a look at the wind as it progresses. We're going to move ahead in 3-hour increments. And here we see we're at 2018, March 13th. 3 hours forward. We see this bend continuing, sort of locked up in that formation. Another 3 hours, so now we move 6 hours ahead. Again, there's very little movement, if any, on this locked jet stream. To the north, to the south, to the north, all the way into, we have the Yukon, we have the Northwest Territories, and then south all the way down into, South Carolina, Georgia. We'll take a look at another 3 hours forward. Still in the same position. Now we can see the wind here. We can see this negative spiral forming here. So we can assume that that's a low pressure system bringing in rain and warmth from the Pacific way up into the Northwest Territories and down across the mountains. And we have that heavy snowpack, and that is a warning because with those high temperatures at a system that appears to be blocked bringing in warmth, that's not a very good indication for snow. Dangerous situation for the pack if you're avalanche and melting, flooding. Calgary, Calgary can receive quite a bit of water, which it has recently had a tendency of flooding. But let's take a look at the temperature. I'm curious to see at this date, the 13th of March. Temperature at surface. And we can see we're still above freezing in southern BC. Actually, southern BC, correction, has gone below freezing, but we're still getting a lot of moisture being pumped up in there. So we're going to take a look back at the jet stream. And we'll move another 3 hours forward. So that system is just still in place, still locked into place. Another 3 hours forward. So another 3 hours forward. We're already at the 13th of March 2018, and the systems are still there. Let's move it another 3 hours forward. And you see that bend is still there, and you see bringing cold air down across eastern Canada into eastern United States and western Canada, having this warm air, or warmer than normal temperature, surging up through the jet stream. It's still locked into place. It's having difficulty moving forward as the jet stream becomes wavier. This is what's, if you look at extreme weather news, you'll see flooding going on all over the earth. Jet stream is no longer nice and smooth the way it used to be. It's now bending. We'll move to the north and south. Another 3 hours forward. Another 3 hours forward. Another 3 hours forward. The jet stream is still in that position, bringing colder air down to the south and to the north, warm air. You can see how it's penetrating up here into Canada, just touching the border, but you can still see this flow. It's highly amplified warping jet stream. I have to tell you, I haven't seen anything like that before looking at the jet stream, so it's shocking for anyone who's been following the jet stream to see patterns like this. And again, here we are at the 14th of March 2018, and you can see the pattern is just this has been holding this pattern, this blocking pattern, for many days now. Move ahead another 3 hours. Another 3 hours. And we're already into the 14th, the 15th. And we've got a low pressure system here. It's been raining here for a week. It's locked in. There's going to be flooding in Western Canada, possibly Western US. Definitely there's going to be a lot of rain, precipitation events going on here. Just want to see the temperature again. So we've cooled off here at this point. Yeah. But to the west, we're still hovering near freezing. You can see 32.2 Fahrenheit. So that blocking system, you can see how the jet stream patterns will force blocks that will hold weather patterns in place that will cause rain, flooding, deluge, etc. And we just want to point this out just before we close down for now. Take a look at the North Pole here, and you can see this is the actual physical North Pole at minus 25.2 Fahrenheit, and that's 88.98 north, close enough. And if you move here into the green, this is above freezing at 71.75 north, 1.78 west, above freezing, 36.3 Fahrenheit. So you can see that's extremely close to the North Pole. It's well within the Arctic Circle, and we have above freezing temperatures in the water. We still have to be very careful because the permafrost here, although currently cold, there are areas, especially offshore here, where it's melting rapidly, and residents in the north are claiming they're able to see water, whereas before they were just looking at ice. And that water, the ice underneath the permafrost, if it melts, and it is, if it melts enough, a great deal of methane will come out of the ground, under the ocean, in the Arctic regions, into the atmosphere. Gigatons we're talking. And if that happens, that's it. Game over. The temperature will raise very, very quickly, and there's nothing we can do to put the genie back in the bottle. It's very important to keep the North cold, but that becomes increasingly difficult as the oceans are taking up the atmospheric temperature. And if you look at the oceans, you can see how the warmer temperatures follow along the water, and the colder temperatures are on the land. So, not necessarily on the land in every case, but in this case in North America. Okay, if you go closer to the equator, you will see the temperatures also across the land and water. But you can begin to understand that the water as a medium holds a temperature slower to cool down, slower to warm up. But as a result, as the overall temperature increases, this warmth will drive into the north and will melt that permafrost if not checked. Time for climate action is now. Stay tuned, we'll give you more video updates shortly.